Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to October 15, 2024. We have about 34 minutes left of trading today. And this is one of those days where I just don't want the trading to stop because it's been a pretty good day, although not surprising because I did have an emergency shift at work overnight and Wall Street was up pretty nicely. Not only Wall Street was up, Bitcoin was up about 5%. Now, don't cry for me that I did an emergency shift at work. I get paid a fair bit of money when I get the phone call or a message saying, can you please work? You're the last resort. Please, please, please. I do get quite nice rewards for doing those emergency shifts. So I'm always willing to do them, but I prefer not because I like being part-time. Anyway, this video is not about me and work. This is about the ASX today. So pretty good day in the markets. Everyone has had a good day apart from shorters or those who are heavily short the market. And the other thing I just noticed, I had a look at the XJO earlier, and there is a possible breakout for the XJO. It's gone above the top of the trading range, and this could be a significant day. We could be talking about October 15, or maybe not we, I could be talking about October 15 for many, many years as the day the XJO broke out of the 15-year trading range. So put this in your diaries as possibly a significant event. Now, we need confirmation. Just because it has broken out today doesn't mean it has definitely broken out, because the future is unwritten unless you have some sort of theory that the past, present, and future are all intertwined and they are all connected in some way. Who knows? Time is a mysterious thing. We might think it's simple, but it is way more mysterious than we actually think. Anyway, the whole point of me talking about that is the future is unknown. We just don't know what's going to happen in the future. So it's all about probabilities. And typically when the XGO gets to the top of the trading range, we usually see it weaker over the following few months. But eventually it will be broken. That history will be broken. And maybe today is that day. Maybe we have gone and broken above the top of the trading range. And what that might mean is the top of the trading range now becomes the bottom of the trading range. So a possible, fairly important day today, just possible at this point in time. Who knows, overnight or tomorrow or overnight, we might see a fair bit of weakness in the American markets or Wall Street. And then tomorrow we might be down 3%. We just don't know. So I'd like a little bit more confirmation. And I believe, I believe back in August 2023, if we go back then, we broke above it for about 5 days and then down she went. So I would like a little bit of confirmation moving forward for the XJO, but I'm just a little bit excited. A little bit excited that this could be the breakout I'm waiting for, because eventually it will break out. Anyway, I'm rambling on a little bit. The agenda for today's video is as follows. We'll talk about the ASX today, the best and worst performing sectors, indices, and also companies. And then we'll get into the top 5 stocks of the day. In fact, I had 11 candidates. So I had to preen that down to 5. And those 5 companies are Tyro Payments, a company called Africa Gold, a company I've never heard of before, IDP Education, Hub24, and Ampol. Some of the companies that did not make it, I will briefly mention these companies. I might, just might at this point, do a standalone video on one of those companies that did not make it because they did release their Appendix 4C. And even though they were not operating cash flow positive, they have released it before everyone else. And I want to reward that company, although the management might say, Kneppy Invest doing a video on our company is not a reward. It's complete opposite. Maybe they don't want that. But anyway, I feel like I should maybe talk about this company a little bit more, even though I don't know anything about the company. I'll talk about that company just before we do the top 5 stocks of the day. And then we'll have a look at one chart. I've been following this company all trading day because I'm finding it really intriguing. And that company is not IDP. Oh, giving away, it's had a bad day. Clarity Pharmaceuticals. A lot of volatility here. We might have seen capitulation today with Clarity. But the one-day candlestick today will look fairly bullish. So I'll talk about that when we get to the chart portion of the video. And if I have any time, we'll have a look at some of your comments. Okay. before we have a look at the ASX today, I'm going to go briefly have a look at trading economics, see if there's any other economic news that explain why we had a good day. So most Asian markets track Wall Street higher. Bitcoin surges to around $66,000, up 5%. And I knew about that because one of the people I worked with, he's heavily invested in Bitcoin. And he told me all about it. He had a pretty good day, I think. Oil sinks on weak demand outlook. And if we have a look on the right-hand side, I can see a lot of red for commodities. I'm not sure what's happening there. Yeah, crude oil down 2.97%. So pretty bad day for crude oil, Brent, even natural gas. So that means Karoon, Woodside, and what's the other one? Santos. More than likely have had a pretty bad day. Gas, or TTF gas, has had a good day. Iron ore and coal also up. Okay. Oh, the other thing I should mention is Capital Breathe. I'm liking this website more and more just because it can give me some insight to why a share price of a company might be higher or lower that I might not have seen by going through companies' announcements. For instance, Tyro shares sink on government review of card surcharging. When the share price actually did drop, I had no idea why the share price was dropping because they did not release an announcement until about midday, and they released this announcement at 1:30 p.m. So that gave me a bit of insight before I realized they actually did release an announcement. Share price was down about 10% last time I looked. So maybe there's been a bounce. No. So it's a pretty big down day for that particular company. And not only that, IDP Education shares slide as it expects student volumes to fall. They had the AGM and a trading update, and share price was down about 6%. As you saw, or if you did see, I started ComSec page on IDP Education. Some other interesting ones here. Regis Resources extends gains as Morgans hikes target price. A2 Milk shares fall after Bell Potter downgrade. Did I say Bell Potter? Bell Potter downgrade. Hub 24. Well, we'll be talking about Hub 24 when we get to the top 5 stocks of the day. And also we'll be talking about Ampol. There you go. And news poll, wow. Not sure what that's about. But anyway, and RBA invites submissions on card surcharging, and Jeffries poaches someone. Not to do with eggs, I think. And TPG shares extend losses on Vocus Steel as analysis see risks. And Web Travel Group shares lift after sell-off, although that was at 9:55 a.m. So there's a chance that Web's not up. Up slightly. Okay, so let's get to the ASX today. We'll have a look at the best and worst performing sectors. First, any sector's down, maybe energy. I'm going to bet energy is down and might be down pretty big. Oh, yes, it is. So financials, IT, materials, industrials, telecommunications, healthcare, real estate have all had a good day. My definition of a good day is above 0.74%. And the rest of the sectors, apart from energy, have had an okay day or bad day. Or not bad, slightly bad. And energy has had an absolutely horrendous day, down 1.36%. But that's not a surprise because we saw that oil was down a fair bit. And banks have had a good day. Gold's had a good day. And I suppose, again, energy is the only sector that's had a really bad day. Now, if you have a look at the ASX 20, up 0.92%, just based off financials. Iron ore's had a good day as well. So I would assume the biggest companies on the ASX have had a really good day. Let's confirm that. And I would assume that maybe only 5 companies are down. Well, I'm going to actually say 4 companies are down, including Woodside and Santos. Let's have a look. Well, there you go. 18 up, 2 down. Which 2 companies are down? I wouldn't be surprised to see it's just Woodside and Santos. Let's have a look. Woodside. Oh, Woolworths. No. Actually, is Santos? Santos might not be in the top 20. There you go. Sometimes I don't remember which companies are in the top 20. So Woodside down. I would assume Santos is down a fair bit. And Woolworths down slightly. It's defensive. There's no correlation between Woolworths and the stock market, probably at all. And the best performing companies on the ASX, or in the ASX 20, Fortescue, no surprise, REA Group, CBA, don't know why anyone's buying CBA en masse, and Transurban. Okay, let's have a look at the best and worst performing companies on the ASX. Start with the top gainers. I do assume Africa Gold is near the top of the list, and there it is. African Gold. Oh, sorry, I thought it was Africa Gold. African Gold. First time I've ever seen this company. Share price up 100%, and I will discuss this company later in the video. However, I completely missed Nanovue. So let's have a look at Nanovue, up 109% on pretty big turnover. Something must have happened with this company, and I'm wondering if they did release an announcement recently that I completely missed. Oh yeah, they reinstated to official quotation at 11:19 a.m. What? Oh, they've got heaps of announcements here. Nanovue, sorry, to acquire leading SoC semiconductor company. And they've also released a presentation, Semiconductor System on a Chip. The market likes it. It's got some very important words in there like semiconductor, chip. That's probably why the market's got a little bit excited about Nanovue, a company I have never had a look at before, but the share price is up 113%. In fact, it is the best performing company. So have a quick look at the chart. I'm not going to go through the presentation. I'll go through the presentation myself later today just to see if there's anything interesting. Now, funny enough, the chart doesn't look that bad. So before this announcement, I think the bottom had been reached. Fair bit of volatility in there. There was a big spike in volume towards the end of May, 30th of May. I'm just going to have a quick look what they released on the 30th of May because it did cause a bit of excitement. iFly 3D major commercialization and distribution update, plus major iFly 3D Korean distribution agreement executed. So the market did get a little bit excited about that announcement, but that excitement died away fairly quickly. And today, maybe it's going to happen again. The excitement about this company will die or fade away fairly quickly. But I'm going to have a look at this announcement because it is interesting that they are making this acquisition. I'm going to put this into my high volume spec. Other than Nanovue and African Gold, not much else here, although Anteotech up 25%. I'll briefly discuss this company right now. I was going to talk about this company later. Anteotech did release an announcement in regards to selling something. Their first commercialization or something like that. First commercial ultra node order. I did once know about this company a little more than I do now. And when I say used to, I'm talking about 2013. I did follow this company a little bit more closely. So first, I don't even know if they're doing the same sort of thing. First commercial order for ultra node battery. Yeah, they're actually doing battery nodes way back in 2013, 14, if I remember correctly. That sort of rings a bell. A revenue stage, not much revenue, by the way, that provides solutions for the clean energy and life sciences markets using a proprietary applied materials technology. Just trying to see what they do. And I talked about anode performance, silicon, point of care. That's what they used to do, and they still do it. That's why I knew this company back in 2013, 14, because they had a point of care device or something. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart for Anteotech. They have selling something. First commercial sale. That's exciting. And let's have a look at the chart. And not for me. Nice volume, but there has been a little bit of selling. This is not quite a breakout just yet. If we didn't see the selling, share price remained about 3 cents. In fact, the share price was 3. No, it's 2.6. For some reason, I thought the share price was 3. It's up 30%, that's why. So not quite a breakout just yet. But maybe it is consolidating, going sideways, and maybe this is the bottom or near the bottom for Anteo. I'd just like to see some financials, some good financials from the company. I have not seen it since 2013. So even though I'm not closely following this company, I'm still looking at all their Appendix 4Cs or their financial reports. Okay, so pretty good day for Anteo. And other than that, Respiri, that's ringing a bell. RSH. What did they release today? Respiri secures $1.6 million strategic investment. There you go. Strategic investment. The market likes it. And let's have a look at the chart for Respiri. Oh, okay. I remember this chart. Yes, this popped up the other day, I have a feeling. And share price has just gone nuts, hasn't it? Just got absolutely nuts. Share price has increased from 3 cents to 6.8 cents in about a month. And look at that volume, some really good volume coming in. I don't trade these. I have no interest in this. I might have had a bit of interest back towards the end of September before the share price really took off. So this was showing signs of a breakout, but I was going to say I am too late, but I was too late. That's a better way to say it. I was too late because the share price has taken off. That's Respiri, and then there's nothing else there. And now let's have a look by market cap. We have Helios. I don't mind that because I am trading Helios. In fact, let's have a look. I'm going to have a look at the chart for Helios, and I'm going to have a look at the charts for Superloop because I'm trading both of those companies, and I usually have a look at all companies I'm trading at the end of the day. In fact, Tasme is up. So 3 companies I'm trading are up pretty big today. Don't remember any announcements from the companies. Adairs is up. Demerix has had another good day. Baby Bunting almost made it into my top 5 stocks of the day. So let's have a look at Baby Bunting. They did release a trading update, if I remember correctly. Now, in the trading update, they just said things are moving as expected, as planned. AGM. So AGM. So don't forget, we are in AGM season over the next month and a half. So when companies usually have AGMs, a lot of times you will see a trading update. And that has held true as we have moved into AGM season. Companies who have had their AGM are releasing trading updates. Baby Bunting, IDP Education, to the companies that come to mind. Maybe Helios and Superloop had the AGM. I can't remember. I don't remember any announcements from those. Anyway, I did have a look at this trading update. I always have a look at trading updates. And there was nothing, there's no trigger here for me to get really excited because they actually mentioned financial year 25 earnings guidance is maintained. So it wasn't increase or decrease. So all systems go. Everything's moving in the right direction. So maybe that's why the share price is higher. I almost took a position in this company the other day because this chart is starting to look much better. And this would confirm it. So we had some really good movement. So really good movement, the share price went sideways. 2 really good days, share price went sideways. And now this is another good movement with Baby Bunting. Now, the last time share price was this high was back in April. So we're at about a 6-month high. And that's all I really need. So this chart is definitely looking better. Baby Bunting. And anything else here? Wagners is another one. I wrote down a list of companies whose charts I do like. And Wagners was on that list. Orthocell was on this list as well. Let's have a look at Wagners. My only concern with Wagners is it can be liquid at times, but this could be a bit of a breakout. So I am liking that. This chart is starting to look a little bit better as well. So interesting times for Wagners. Now let's move on to the worst performing companies today. We'll start off with the worst companies by percentage change, and there's nothing here. Double Corporation have done a capital raising. That's why the share price is down. I thought it might be down a little bit more than 17%. They did a capital raising at 1.5 cents, if I remember. So well above the capital raising price, which is interesting. Smartpay, another bad day for Smartpay. In fact, we'll have a look at the chart for this company. And did they do anything or release anything today? Market update. Oh, of course, debit card surcharging. The same thing that has affected Tyro payments has affected Smartpay. Should have been me. I should have known that. So that's why the share price is down 17.65%. So we probably could lump Smartpay and Tyro payments together. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to have a look at the chart for Smartpay when we have a look at the chart for Tyro payments. Silly me. In fact, they released their announcement well before Tyro payments. This was not market price sensitive. That's why I missed it. I only look at market sensitive announcements. So sometimes announcements do slip through my filters. And this is a case of one of them. And of course, this is sensitive because share price is down 17.65%. So I was trading this company at one point and I got out because the chart started to look a little bit weak. And I'm glad I did that now. And anything else here of note? No. James Bay Minerals, was that yesterday's company or was that the day before? Can't remember. JBY. I'm looking at the top 5 yesterday. I don't see DBY there. Maybe it was on, what's today? Is today Wednesday or Monday? No, Wednesday or Tuesday. Tuesday. I would have mentioned JBY yesterday, I think. Anyway, that's it. And let's have a look by market cap. See if there's any surprises here. There's IDP Education. BrainChip's another bad day. Smartpay, DGL Group. A little bit of excitement with that company because share price had popped up, but now it's pulled back. It's understandable. And that's about close the loop. Another bad day. And Beam Tree Holdings. That's probably the last one I do want to talk about. Let's have a discussion about Beam Tree. Share price is down about 8.62%. If I remember correctly, the CEO resigned or something. Oh, Tim Kelsey to step down as Beam Tree CEO in March 2025. So this is a transition, timely transition. But the market has freaked out a little bit. Down, share price down 8.62%. The share price for this company was looking interesting not that long ago. So maybe this has put a bit of a dent in the interesting chart. Yeah, it has, sort of. Yeah. So it did look interesting, and today, in fact, the share price recently was as high as 38 cents. Now the share price is 25 cents. Okay. And I think that's it for the top losers. Now, there's a few other companies I did want to discuss very quickly before we get into the top 5 stocks of the day. First one was Aquirian. There's no liquidity here. Business activities update. And the one thing, I did have a look at this one, and all they talked about was revenue. I'm not the biggest fan of just talking about revenue, even though revenue is important. So quarterly revenue of 7.2 million, up 24.6% on a previous quarter, but that's all they talk about. Well, in terms of numbers, that's all they talk about. I do prefer, they do mention net assets of 11.2 million. Probably have to know the company a little bit more to know if that's an increase or decrease, but I do prefer a little bit more information, not just revenue increasing. Maybe the whole reason revenue did increase was because they won some contracts that were on really tight margins, and maybe the company has gone backwards in terms of margins and profits and cash flow, that sort of thing. Anyway, so the market just doesn't know this company, and to be honest with you, I'm not even sure why I'm talking about it. Let's have a look at the chart for Aquirian. I even think the market cap of this company is fairly small. Maybe $6 million, 16.5. Share price or the chart, nothing. I got nothing here. If anything, a downtrend, maybe going sideways at best. And XRF Scientific released, share price line down 2.63%. There was a little bit of selling on their quarterly trading update. So this company, very close to making my top 5 stocks of the day. I am a shareholder, and on first look, I went, I'm not sure if the market's going to like this, and they didn't. So they just compared their September quarter numbers this year to last year. Revenue actually down 3%. That's the first thing I looked at. I went, no. And then profit before tax up 15%. So obviously the margins have increased. Now this could be just a one-off, and maybe the December quarter they're going to have a pretty good quarter. In fact, they sort of mentioned that, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we expect the December quarter to be positive for all divisions. That's all she wrote. Anyway, so the share price down a little bit, but the chart still looks pretty good. So I am trading this. Originally, I just took a position in this company because I like him, but now I'm trading him, and I will sell if I do see a bit of weakness in the chart, but there's no weakness today. The share price has pulled back, but it's not weak. There hasn't been a lot of selling. In fact, there's been a little bit of buying as well. So that's XRF Scientific and Aquirian. The last company is RMA Global. I maybe have talked about this company once in the past. Share price is up 9.26%. That was a little bit of a surprise. There must have been a little bit of buying recently. That was in the last minute. So there has been some really good buying within the last 3 minutes. Share price has gone from 5.5 to 5.9 cents. So maybe a delayed reaction for RMA Global Communication Services. This company did release their Appendix 4C. Was thinking of doing a standalone video, but I'm now talking about the company. So let's have a look. So whenever a company releases an Appendix 4C or 5B, I will have a look. Not at the commentary. I don't care about the commentary unless I want to delve a little bit deeper into the company. Let's have a look at what I always go to straight away, and that is the statement of cash flows. I have a look at receipts at customers, 4.8 million. I also, before I do this, what I do is I go to the historical cash receipts and I say, whoa, what would be a good number? What would be a number that I come back and go, oh, that's a nice little increase. So I was thinking about 5 million. So they were a little bit short of 5 million. And I'll talk about why that would be interesting level. And the company was not quite operating cash flow positive. I bet you they could have been operating cash flow positive if they wanted to. They were negative by $70,000. Yes, only $70,000. So they're on the cusp of becoming operating cash flow positive. And they don't spend much money in capital expenditure, $16,000 in the quarter. So let's have a look at the cash receipts history. This is where it does possibly become history. Here it is. This is the company's cash receipts history. Now, the cash receipts have been slowly growing through time. There was a nice increase back in 2020, 2021, and over the past few years, it's growing, but it's very slowly. So I was thinking $5 million I'd like to see, preferably $5.1 million to get to a record cash receipts quarter. But you could also even argue cash receipts are not going anywhere. They're going sideways because this company did have $4.8 million in cash receipts back in the June quarter 2022. So that's 2 years of cash receipts going sideways. But the lows just after that were 4.3 million, and we haven't seen 4.3 million since that year, December quarter 2022. But I would like to see the cash receipts going a little bit or growing a little bit higher. But the main thing is they're on the cusp of cash flow positiveness, free cash flow positiveness, and if they continue to see cash receipts grow, this could be an interesting company. And they're not valued that highly. I'm thinking 30 million. 30.69 million, and to be honest with you, I don't know what that company does. Like communication services. I might have talked about this company once in the past. Yeah, actually, I now remember. It's a marketing reputation SaaS platform for real estate agents, and I'm dealing with real estate agents right now. Maybe I should ask my agent if they've heard about this company. Anyway, now we can get into the top 5 stocks of the day, and because I'm just getting to the top 5 stocks, there's a chance I won't be able to get to your comments, which is disappointing. So let's start with company. Coming in at number 5, we have Ampol. We already know share price is down because capital brief. They did release a trading update. Now, whenever a company releases a trading update, I will have a close look. Some closer than others. I'm not the biggest fan of Ampol, and I'm not the biggest fan of the chart. So this was just me just wanting to have a look at how this company is performing. And probably the key word here is weak quarter. If you look at the numbers, the third quarter last year to the third quarter this year, lots of negative numbers. So we're looking at convenience retail, Australian wholesale, net sell, subtotal Australian volume, international New Zealand, all down. Refinery production down a fair bit. But the main thing here is net sell down 43%. Convenience retail down 0.2%, Australian wholesale down 1.6%, international down 7.4%. So not much positiveness there. Plus, I do like this little key point. Given the current refining margin environment, Ampol intends to undertake a further maintenance stop at Lytton to repair the regenerator, part of the fluidized catalytic cracking unit, reducing production to approximately 350 million litres for the month of November. In response to recent refining margin weakness, global refiners have commenced production run cuts, providing a modest level of margin recovery since the start of October. So maybe the weakness is at the bottom. Maybe it's at the bottom. I just don't know because the chart looks pretty weak right now for Ampol. There has been a little bit of buying. I will actually admit that. There has been a little bit of buying today when it comes to Ampol. So we do have a green candlestick. That can be perceived as being bullish, that we have seen a little bit of buying coming in today. So maybe around $28, some portions of the market has seen some value when it comes to Ampol. And in fact, if we have a look at the daily, not the daily chart, we'll have a look at the 5-minute chart. Oh, what an interesting story here. So on open, the market went, gotta sell. Share price was as low as $27.70. And then buying came in. The buying stopped when the share price got back up to where it opened. Not opened, but where it closed yesterday. And then the selling continued. What an interesting chart, the 5-minute chart. Yeah, it's in a downtrend. Panic. Share price rebounded back up to where it should have been, and share price continued to fall. We did see a little bit of volume coming in towards the end of the day. I don't like this chart at all. And even though I did say it could be perceived as a bullish one-day counterstick, I'm not so sure right now, just looking at the 5-minute the 5-minute chart. Have a look at the weekly chart. Yeah, why? My question about this, why would you own this for the long term? Unless they give really good dividends, share price has done nothing for 10 years. Share price is at the same level as it was 10 years ago. So all you're going to get from this company is dividends. So this is just a trading stock, in my opinion. Just a trading stock. You could have a different opinion. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you're very bullish about the future of this company. Sats Ampol coming in at number 5. So share price is down. Coming in at 4, share price is up 24. I was trading this company at one point. Then I took profits. Mistake. I should have just held on and held on for life. Maybe not life. Interesting. Share price was only up 2.5%. It was up way more than that not that long ago. I'm pretty sure it was up like 6%. Maybe I'm wrong. Indicator price says up another 2.99%. This is going to be interesting to see that if the share price does close at 66.93, you can see $2 higher than when it finished normal trading. So this is a closing auction. So there are some enthusiastic buyers right now, and we'll see if the share price, if any of those buy bids are pulled, trying to manipulate the closing price. Anyway, before we have a look at the closing price, because we've still got about 3 minutes in the closing auction, Hub 24, first quarter, financial year 25, market update. And nothing to complain about. And obviously, share price is up. So yeah, nothing to complain about. Funds under management, or net inflows, $4 billion for the quarter, up 44% on previous corresponding period. Funds under administration reached $113 billion, up 37% on previous corresponding period. Hub24 platform ranked first for quarterly and annual net inflows. Anyway, and in the commentary, they've had a strong start to platform funds under administration, increasing 8% over the quarter to $91.6 billion. And you can just go on and read the bullishness when it comes to the commentary. And they also have a nice little table. So, and then nice little graphs. A really nice announcement for Hub24. And this is what they do every quarter. And let's go back to the closing auction, see if any of those shares have been pulled. Not yet. And let's have a look at the chart for Hub24. So I bought Hub24 about a year ago, I think. I should have left when I bought. Oh, that's the weekly chart. I bought almost, yes, without doubt, on the breakout. And the date of that breakout was the 22nd of August. So over a year ago, and I held on, and I took some profits. I forget exactly when, and the share price just kept on going up. There was no reason for me to sell. That was my lesson when it comes to Hub24. I just wanted to take profits. Why? The chart was beautiful. It has never looked weak, and the share price just keeps on going up. Now, I would say maybe there's an argument. There is a bit of overvaluation when it comes to Hub24, but the chart looks pretty good. Now, back to the closing auction. Yep, there we are. We've seen share price drop. So some of those buy bids are being pulled. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it finishes at 65.77. Maybe all the bids have been pulled because the closing auction is nearly coming to an end. And I really want to see either, oh, no, it's up a little bit. No, there is down, 65.53. There we go. We're seeing the manipulation now. So buys and sell bids are now being pulled and put in. And we're going to see the share price or indicator price go up and down. There it is, going down again. Still going down. It still looks like it will open up from the end of normal close trading. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe up slightly. So you can see, yeah, a lot of shenanigans do happen in the closing and opening auction. A lot of toing and froing, and it always lasts till that second when trading finishes for the day. And that's going to be very soon. We don't have an exact time. It's a random time chosen within a 30-second period, and it has finished. and the share price of Hub24 at 65 closes at $65.10. And it would be surprising to see the final trade is one share. Let's see if that happened. No. A lot of times you will see the final trade, just one share. That's manipulation. Someone's trying to get the share price up or down by 1 pip. Anyway, that was exciting, wasn't it? That's Hub24 coming in number 4. IDP Education coming in at number 3. Share price down 7.44%. In fact, I did not know this company released a negative announcement until I saw Capital Brief. And they did have an AGM, and again, they must have had a trading update, but it's just AGM chair and CEO speech and presentation. Okay, let's go to the Capital Brief. I just want to see what they say. Where is it? Let's have a look at Capital Brief. Shares slid on the ASX after the education services company told investors that it expects a 20 to 25% decline in student volumes over the next year. Is this a big surprise? Well, obviously the share price is down, so it is a little bit of surprise to the market, but I thought this wouldn't be a surprise, the student volumes. Wasn't this expected with the cut in immigration? I just don't know. Anyway, at its AGM today, the Chief Executive and Managing Director, Tennille O'Shannessy, said the company's 2024 financial year was marked by government policy changes and increased uncertainty for students, test takers, and institutions. That quote is a reason why I'm not the biggest fan of these type of companies, because all it takes is a change in government regulations or policies, and these companies' share price can drop 50% in one day. Anyway, so IDP beat full-year profit forecasts, boosted by double-digit growth. It also warned of dynamic regulatory and market environment for international education. Yeah, no duh. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm not going to go through their AGM and presentation. We've got the gist of that. Let's have a look at the chart, the ugly-looking chart. And the share price had bounced a little bit, if I remember correctly, but that was not a reason to buy. Oh no, that's. Yeah, that little bounce has come to an end. There was a little buying when they did release their results, but the chart still looks pretty weak right now. Probably the only thing is, even then, I was going to say maybe there is some value in this company right now, but there's so much uncertainty. Who knows? I just don't know. And yeah, the chart looks terrible. So at this point in time, I think for this type of company, I would just want to remain patient just to see what happens. And then, if you do see the share price moving to an uptrend, maybe then, before they even release news, you could just trade it. At this point in time, not a trading chart for me at all. If you differ your thoughts, I'd love to hear your opinion. I'm not always right. In fact, I'd probably say I am wrong most of the time. Anyway, let's get to the company coming in at number 2, a company I've never heard of before. African. Oh, I think that's 1, not I. African Gold. Where do you think they have their projects? Do you reckon it's in North America, South America, Asia, Europe, Antarctica, Australia? I'm not sure what else or where else it could be. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, African Gold up 102%. Was it because of board and management changes? Probably not. I think it was because of spectacular drilling results from the DV Gold Project. Now, I have not actually had a look at this announcement, so this is going to be interesting. Okay, straight away, I like that. The one thing I don't like, but 65 meters at 5.6 grams per ton. That's pretty good. I'm not the biggest expert on drilling results, but I know 65 meters at 5.6 grams per ton. That's pretty good. It's only the depth, 177 meters. I'd probably like that to be a little bit shallower, but that's a pretty big depth of gold, and that's pretty good grade as well. That is spectacular in my opinion. Now, I could be completely wrong, but that just screams out spectacular, and I can see why the share price is up 100% on that particular number. 10 meters. Or previous high-grade drilling results from this project include 10 meters at 123.7 grams per ton. Was that a previous announcement? Let's have a look where their project is. Ivory Coast. Oh, I just had no idea. Africa. That's shocking. Africa. I just Just assumed it's another continent. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart for African gold. This is the first time I have a no. This must have been a recent listing because they've got a number in their ticket code. So within the last maybe 5 years. Yep, 2019. Oh, just over 5 years ago. And so not much to write home about until the last few months. This chart does look interesting. There was a bit of a hit on or spike in volume and looked like the share price wanted to go on a run on the 30th of July. Maybe that was maybe that was the drilling results they were talking about. 30th of July, let's go back in time. 30th of July, 450 kilo ounces at 2.9 grams per ton gold, maiden gold resources at the DV project. Okay. That's just not doing anything for me. The spectacular drilling results released today is doing a lot for me. Anyway, so that's interest in that company back then fizzled out really quickly. That was not a breakout. In fact, even though share price rallied 42% that day, the next day share price dropped 17%, and then it kept on dropping. Maybe they did a couple raising, I don't know. And then the share price started to turn up. And this chart did look pretty good before this date. Loose lips. Look at the share price going on a run. The 3 days leading up to this announcement. There's something going on there. And then today. This is a nice chart. I do like this chart. I wouldn't be surprised to see share price keep on going up now. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of selling because there are shareholders who bought at higher prices, but this is a nice looking chart. I'm going to put this into my high volume spec. Why don't I put this into my, which one? This one there. If you know anything else about this company, I'd love to hear it. But that's pretty spectacular drilling results, and I'm not even an expert. Well, maybe that's a reason why, maybe that's a pretty stupid statement, because if you're not an expert, maybe I'm completely ignorant and it's not spectacular. But look at the share price, up 102%. Maybe the share price is up 102% because of board and management changes. Maybe they brought in something really big. Maybe it's a gold savant, a gold exploring savant. Anyway, so that's African gold. First time I've ever looked at this company, didn't even know existed until today. Now we go to Tyro payments. Share price down 11%. And Smartpay, share price down 17%. Talking about government regulations. Looks like this is on the back of government or changes to government regulations or something. Market update on debit card surcharging in Australia. I don't use debit cards anymore. So obviously this is something that might affect Smartpay and Tyro payments. Aware of articles in today's press reflecting comments made by the PM and Treasurer related to proposed changes to the debit card surcharging rules in Australia, and the review currently underway by the Reserve Bank of Australia into card surcharging in the Australian market. Okay, they're expected to release a document later today. So obviously they did release a document. On the share price dove right away for Smartpay. Let's have a look. In fact, if we do see the share price decrease suddenly, sometime during the day, that's when the government released this document. So let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. Or maybe the share price fell straight away. Yeah, it dropped on open. Yeah, so this doesn't show me anything about when the government released anything. It dropped on open. I just wanted to burp then. Anyway, we'll have a look at the chart, the daily chart for Smartpay. Let's have a look at the announcements that Tyro Payments, a little bit later than Smartpay. So Smartpay were on the ball here because Tyro Payments didn't release any announcements until midday, or just after midday, letter to shareholders, and it was not marked price sensitive. I wonder if he said anything about that. Yeah, it did say that. Proposed ban on debit surcharging. To be honest with you, I don't have any problem with that. And response to ASX price query letter. So the share price was down. Yeah, this is weird. Okay, so I think one of the reasons why Tyro Payments got this price query from the ASX, but Smartpay didn't, is because Smartpay released an announcement, even though it was not marked price sensitive. The ASX went, well, at least you released something. Tyro, you didn't release anything. Shame on you. Tisk. Anyway, and so in this type of announcement, the company is asked, do you have information that you have not released to the market that could explain why the share price is down 10%. Typically, but not always, typically the company answers no to that. And then second part is not applicable because it is dependent on the first question. If you answer yes, you have to answer 2. If you answer no to question 1, you have to answer question 3, which is, well, do you have any further explanation that could explain the trading in your company's shares? And they have given an explanation or given a reason. And in fact, they say, as set out in an announcement we released titled Tyro welcomes. Wait there, they didn't release that announcement today. They've just written here, as set out in Tyro's ASX announcement on 15th of October 2024, titled Tyro welcomes card payment surcharging review invitation to market briefing. They didn't release an announcement like that today, unless it's the letter to shareholders. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, they released that announcement, and they're just saying, ASX, we released an announcement today explaining this. Anyway, so let's have a look at the chart for both of these companies. And I'll be honest with you, even before today, these charts look really weak. So there might have been a bit of noise about this debit card surcharging in Parliament. I don't know. I don't follow. And because I don't follow that, if you just look at the chart, you're saved. So sometimes the market is a little bit smarter than we are. Or maybe smarter is not the right word. Maybe they're a little bit more, I don't know what the word is. Maybe they're a little bit more in tune with what might be happening. Sometimes I can be quite ignorant about what's happening. So if we'll have a look at Smartpay, the share price had just collapsed. So I was trading this and then it got out. So you can see a really nice trend in Smartpay share price back from late 2022 to middle of 2023. So it didn't last very long. And then the uptrend obviously came to an end and I got out. And this is what happens when you get out because the trend changes. What doesn't change is the uptrend came to an end and you save yourself a lot of grief. I can't remember what price I sold, but yeah, I did sell because it was obvious the uptrend had come to an end. And now the share price is down to 71 cents. This could be an opportunity. This could be one of those situations where the market is completely overreacting. We saw this with Macmillan Shakespeare in 2012. There was an overreaction for the market in regards to novated leases. Share price of Macmillan fell 50% in one day and then recovered within days, I think. And actually, let's have a look. Macmillan Shakespeare. I'm thinking it's 2012. It was around election time, if I remember correctly. I'm going to say 2013. You'll be able to see a massive drop. Oh, no, where it is? Oh, here it is. This is it. Yep. Oh, it's 2013. Yeah. In fact, the share price was in a beautiful uptrend. And then all of a sudden, share price dropped. In fact, it dropped one day by 14% and then the next day by 42%. Share price dropped all the way down to $7 and then within a month or a month and a half, share price almost doubled. So this is what could happen if the market overreacts. Now, the uptrend had come to an end. That was the end of the uptrend. Even though there was a bounce, then the share price moved into a downtrend. Look at that. So let's have a look at Tyro payments, if I can, on the chart. And this one actually came onto my radar when they released their results in August. So it was a possible breakout. And the only reason I didn't buy, because there was this downtrend. And the share price closed right on top of that downtrend. And then the next day, share price dropped. And I went, no, this is not good. And share price just kept on dropping after that. And then today, share price has dropped again. Now, in saying that, if we have a look at the weekly chart, so there is definitely a floor at about 60 cents. I'd love to see if the share price gets to around there. There's also another little bit of a floor, or probably the better word is support, at about 77 cents. That was a recent low this company saw back in June, so not that long ago. So the market remembers. And that's why we have seen a little bit of buying today. Not a lot, but a little bit of buying when it comes to Tyro payments. Okay, so that's Tyro payments and Smartpay coming in at number 1. So a few charts I wanted to look at today. First one is Clarity. I'm sorry, no comments. So Clarity, this is really interesting. So Clarity share price is down 1.3%, 681. But that's not the interesting thing here. So I was following the movements of this company's share price from about 11 a.m. to just before I started recording this video. Now, the one-day candlestick is a bullish, not a real bullish candlestick, but we see a very long shadow below the main body. That tells us there was a lot of buying coming in today, a lot of buying, pushing the share price up higher. So the enthusiasm of the buyers overwhelmed the sellers at some point today. Before that point, the enthusiasm of the sellers completely swamped the enthusiasm of the buyers. And that's why the share price dropped a fair bit. In fact, I'm pretty sure the share price was down at the low of about 10%. Now, I do have a sell price at 650. And this is one of the reasons I was paying close attention, because the share price did drop below 650, but I didn't hit the sell trigger. I just wanted to see what happened during the rest of today. So I just want to remain patient. So this is something I'm learning. Just because it goes through a stop loss, my stop loss is a manual, not automatic. I just wanted to see what happens. And I'm very happy the share price has bounced. Now, it doesn't mean the share price will continue to rise. Maybe this is just a continued weak trend for the company, and maybe we'll see continued selling over the next few days. But if you have a look at the 5-minute chart, if it's working, just take your time, trading view. Sometimes when this happens, it just lags. You just have to refresh. Reload. Oh, it just started to work just as I hit that. I don't know why sometimes it's very slow, but it's not my computer, it's not my system. Okay, so let's go back to the 5-minute chart. In fact, let's have a look at the 1-minute chart. This might be even more fantastic. Okay, so in fact, the share price opened higher in the first minute, up 0.3%. And then for some reason, selling, massive amount of selling in the first hour. Yeah, in that first hour, share price dropped about 10%. Look at the volume, massive volume. I would say this is institution selling. Someone just decided to sell. There was capitulation at about 9:43 or 10:43, this daylight saving time. And the reason I say that, massive volume came in and the share price did bounce just after that. Now, there was a little bit of selling that came back in, not a lot. You can see the really low volume as the share price started to drift lower. So a lot of low volume is telling us the sellers aren't interested anymore. There's no selling. So the whole reason it's drifting lower is because the buyers are just waiting. They're on the sidelines going, ooh, how much further can the share price fall? And then finally, at what time is this? At about 12:16, so 1:16 daylight saving time, there was a big buy bid that came in. And we know there was a big buy bid that came in because of that big spike in volume. And look what happened to share price after that. Volume matters. Something happened. So someone went, okay, this is a good price. I'm going to buy some shares. Someone in the market took notice of that and went, oh, okay, look at that spike in volume, buy. And then the share price just went on a massive tear after that. Share price went from $6.20 to $6.85. That's a 10% increase in share price in about 2 hours of trading. And the volume during that period was subtly bigger than what we saw when the share price fell from about 10:30 down to about 12:15. That's very important. So that's why I'm saying the enthusiasm and the buyers had come in. So this is a pretty good day for clarity. Even though share price is down, it's a pretty good day. But I'm not saying that's the bottom. But this is a good sign moving forward for clarity. Pharmaceuticals. The other few charts I wanted to look at, 2 charts, Helios. I should look at Tasmi as well. Helios, what's happening with Helios? So this is a nice chart. I like this chart. Don't like the company, I like the chart. This is a case where I'm just setting my biases aside. I don't like Helios at all. But the chart, I saw the chart and went, I like the chart. And no complaints. Bought at $1.65, share price now $1.85. I'm going to take that. So that's share price is up now about 13, 14%. And the chart looks pretty good. No complaints. And a pretty good day. And the other one was Superloop, if I remember correctly. Share price had a pretty good day today. This is, I have no complaints here. So my sell point or price of this company is $1.62. Hopefully it's obvious why it's $1.62. That's a support level. And if I do see it fall below that, that would be a weak sign moving forward for Superloop. And then if that does happen, I more than likely will sell out completely on this company. I don't think it's high quality, hasn't proven anything to me. And there was the other one, Tasme. This is a recent listing, and share price did drop just after listing. Started to turn up back in August. They released their results on the 26th. The reaction from the market was quite good, and I was thinking, oh, I should buy some shares at about $1.75. That was a nice price, and then I just waited too long. So eventually I bought some shares at $2.07, and I put my sell at $1.85. And another good day for Tasme, up 8%. 8%. So this is a case where, so I'm up now, 53, already about 25%. So even though I lingered a little bit too long, a little bit too much patience, I'm still up 25%. Did I get that right? Yeah, 25%. Okay, that's all I've got for today's video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. Sorry I couldn't get to your comments, but we're at 55 minutes right now. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.